Let's begin this session with an invocation. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayad. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I extend a hearty welcome to the speakers of the day, Dr. R. Natarajan, IRS, Assistant Commissioner of Customs, and Mr. Utsav Jain, founder of Unibreakers Academy, panelists, parents, and the student fraternity. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the speakers of the day. Dr. Natarajan, IRS, is the Assistant Commissioner of Customs, Chennai. He is the proud first doctorate holder in athletics among all sportspersons in India. He has also completed his master's in sociology and has obtained a distinction in yoga from the Tamil Nadu Sports University. Additionally, he also holds a bachelor's degree in pharmacy and acupuncture as well. Dr. Natarajan is a master trainer in athletics and a national champion and record holder in athletics, and also holds South Asia's fastest man title. His accomplishments range from South Asian Games champion and record holder in India Inter-University Athletics Championship, and has participated in the World Permit Grand Prix along with Carl Lewis. He has mentored and been a career counselor, and also is the honorary director of India Sports Promotion. He aims at spreading the importance of sports in life. We are indeed privileged to have you in our midst today, sir. The second speaker today is Mr. Utsav Jain, an alumnus and sports secretary of DAV Boys Senior Secondary School of the 2018-19 batch. Utsav has completed his BBA from Flame University. He is the founder and CEO of Unibreakers Academy. Unibreakers Academy had started as an e-learning center with few courses and today has 900 plus interns pan-India, 100 plus interns in Dubai. He had started Badminton Academy and also launched a new game called Pickleball. He has also worked as a brand manager for the Vardhaman Group. It is indeed a proud moment to have him as a speaker for the session today. I'd request all the students who have any questions or clarification to type your questions in the chat window or the Q&A box towards the end of the session for our panelists to address them after their talk. Thank you. May I request Utsav Jain to take over the forum.
It's pleasure to be part of DAV whenever, wherever we get an opportunity to connect with the school. Ma'am, can I share my screen? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Utsav, and it's visible. Screen also is visible.
Okay, so I'll start off with startup opportunities in sports. Ma'am, I'm not able to change the slide. Okay, got it. So, just giving an introduction about myself, I've always been an enthusiastic sports person, traveled a lot to play. I'm a national level badminton and a pickleball player. So, being part of sporting culture always a pleasure for me. I've played a lot of sports, and I was also an sports sec of DAV and I'm sports captain of Flame University as well. So apart from that, I'll just start off with about my sporting journey, how I came into the badminton world, how I changed my sport from say cricket to a team sport to an individual sport. So I started playing with cricket as I saw my neighbors and everyone when there was a cricket trend. So cricket khelna, cricket khelna. I went to cricket for years and I just saw like because of rain, I used to miss a lot of sessions. And then I used to only play tournaments. I never got an opportunity to move ahead. I spoke with my dad about it, and then dad told, let's try giving a shot. So he used to play badminton every day in the morning, including even with my grandfather. So that's how it started, and I started playing badminton in the mornings. And then I told dad, like, why not I shift my game from cricket to badminton and make it my main sport. And 6 months, my dad, well, let's give a shot. And then I used to travel around 10 to 12 kilometers almost every day just to train for myself. And 6 months, 1 year down the line, when I started playing tournaments, and first time I qualified for Ahmedabad Nationals, that was one of the biggest moment for me, like playing, representing Tamil Nadu and playing at some other state. When I was 16 years old, I was playing under 17 there. And that's how my journey began. And then I was like, that I want to take this game forward. And a few years down the line, I saw London Olympics, and then I saw Olympics as one of my dream goal, where I had to, no matter what, I be a player, I be a coach, I be a mentor, whatever it is, I want to be part of the Olympic committee. That's my long-term goal and a vision, that somehow more or less I want to be part of the sporting culture. And then badminton went going. I started going to Mumbai. I started traveling a lot of places just to play for the sports. And then later, I always had an entrepreneurial mind. Okay, what can be done? What can we do more to make sure that something is there apart from just a sporting culture? So if I pay so much just to play, how much does the organizers make? So that's where I was like, let's do something different. I started hosting sporting events when I was in ninth standard. So the first sports event I hosted was futsal billiards over a period of 3 4 years, and then it's like, whoa, wow, this is one of the biggest industry. Like more than being a sports player, sports organizer is one hell of a different thing, different culture to be hosting sports, being a part of the sporting culture, sporting community, and that's always I love to be part of it. And then when I was in 11th, I got an opportunity to lead my school as a sports secretary, and there I got a lot of knowledge. I used to go to different schools to participate. I used to represent my school in CBSE clusters and everything. And that's where something which I stuck. No matter what I do after my 12th, I want to be part of sporting culture. And that's how I did. And when I went to Flame University, the exposure which I got, how the sports at the world level, at the global level works, the La Liga, the futsal tournaments, everywhere. So the sporting culture was diversified. I thought like India it's restricted, but globally there are multiple sports which can be tried and experimented. And I'll just come to how Unibreakers from an e-learning company became a sporting academy. So it was a time when COVID and we had nothing much to do. It was a vacation. It was during the March month when we were back home. We had nothing much to do, and that's where I spoke with my friend. What do we do? Like, let's do something. Let's give a shot. Sitting at home, all the sports academy were closed. I didn't have to time for at least for 1.5 years to play. So I had to do something, and I spoke with my friend like, what do we do, man? People want to learn, explore, and how do I give more knowledge about the culture of sports and events or the business part of it? And my friend told like, Byju's is doing really well. Let's do something similar. I was like, okay, let's give a shot. And that's where I built an e-learning company called Unibreakers. And that's where we used to call speakers from all over India, like CEO Big Bazaar, BNI co-founders, and much more from Reynolds, Flair. They used to come and take a session for us. And that's why we built a course. It took us 2 months time to more than a 6 months to just build a course and get all the speakers on board. And then we used to launch the course. So we launched around 4 to 5 courses. And after that, we were like, come on, like courses are done. Let's do something more different. So we started our own merchandising brand. We used to start the lockdown was slightly open and all manufacturing units were ready to work. So that's where I explored the clothing thing. I always loved to wear jerseys when I used to represent Tamil Nadu or any of the local tournaments where I used to get jersey. I was very much attracted. So I thought, why not? Let's start a jersey brand. And then the clothing thing came. We started our own merchandise. And once that was done, we took a pause and we were thinking, what are we doing, man? People want to travel now. People want to go out. It's done doing e-commerce online. Let's do something which will solve a problem. Students want to go out together. What do we do? Like it's been 1.5 years. We didn't meet our friends. We didn't do anything. How do we take this forward? And my friend, look, let's go for a trek, man. Like, all right now everything is open, and we spoke with various universities, colleges, and that's how we started our own first trekking club where we used to take students all together, all completely into sporting treks where all adventure activities and everything was there. So from there, my dream thing started like now I want to enter into my own sporting club and college is not opening. I'm not able to play sports. What do I do? So I'll just start my journey how I started my academy from an e-learning to an academy. So I spoke with my dad. Dad was like, 2 years, schools are not open, no business, nothing. What do I do? And I have a lot of good. What can we do? I spoke with my dad. Dad, we had a plan, right? I wanted to always open a sporting academy, and I saw there was a go down which was left unused. And I spoke to him that, कुछ करना है यार, क्या करूँ? And I thought, Dad, I've been playing badminton for years, and I always wanted to open a dream academy. I some It was difficult for me initially to convince my dad and grandfather to open an academy. They were like, expense lagega, it will be taking cost. How will we make generate revenue out of it? And it's too risky. It's COVID. People don't want to play. I somehow managed to convince my grandfather and father. Let's give a shot, man. I am always like trying new things. So I spoke with my dad and grandfather. चलो यार एक बार एक try करने दो. If things don't go work out, we'll come back to go down again. And then it took me 3 months, and I started my academy when I was 19. So it took me 3 months to take care of the interiors and small things about the academy, which when I was traveling I learned. And that's how I built my first academy. And today Unibreakers Academy has like 40 plus students training, 10 plus national players, 20 plus state players training with the academy. And we have 85 plus members who have joined Unibreakers as a whole community, and we plan to expand our academy in global level as well. And coming to the next part, I just want to say I don't want to bore you. Just keep talking about myself, what I did, what I done. So three most important things which I learned during my journey was, number one was networking, the lifeblood of every entrepreneur. So the networking, what I mean is, when you go in a train or when you go for an event, keep talking to more people. Every single person have their own way of doing things. He need not have to be a businessman or an entrepreneur. Every industry have its own thing. So for me, always sporting has always been a main culture. So I always felt whenever I go, whenever I travel, there is always a learning, always a lesson. No matter you win or you lose, there is definitely a learning. So I made it a point, wherever I go, I learned new things. Number two, setting up goals. Role of a goal in achieving consistency. It shouldn't be like you woke up in the morning and be like, bro, kal se fitness karna hai. We need to start doing fitness. It shouldn't be like you do fitness for a week and then just leave it apart. You need to set a monthly goal, daily goal, yearly goal, and make sure you're consistent in achieving targets on every day, on every regular basis. So that's how I started. Okay, 3 months mein you need to get 20 students. That's my first goal. How do I achieve it? Make a daily plan. How many calls should I make every day to make this goal is achieved? So I take a diary, make it a goal, daily target. This is other things needed to complete your weekly goal. Then weekly goal was make it a target. Kya karna hai to make sure that you achieve a weekly goal. Monthly, long term goal, short term goal, medium term goal. You need to define things. You need to make sure they're consistent. It shouldn't be like you be like every day I'm going to read 10 minutes a book. No matter what, how emergency it is, you need to make sure that you read a book 10 minutes a day. That's how consistent you should be. You need to make a routine, like how we brush our teeth. If we do fitness every day, that's a part of it. And last but not the least, respecting everyone's time. That's one thing which I learned in sports was, if 6 p.m. is your class, 8 p.m. is your school, or 3 p.m. is your coaching, you be 10 minutes before your time. In my coaching, when I used to go to train my sports, I almost was kicked out of classes several times for not being on time. So in my academy, the system we have applied, no matter even if you're late to the academy, even by a minute, including the coach, including the teachers, including the students, we need to respect everyone's time. So we need to make sure that we're always 5 to 10 minutes early, and make sure we're respecting others' time. So coming to the sporting industry and what are the opportunities people can explore, what are the things can be done? Sporting industry has become vast. In India, the trend has started earlier. It was only cricket, IPL, and everything. But today in Olympics, there are more than 200 plus sports. But as a country, we have been focusing only on 3 to 4 sports like cricket, football, badminton. What are the other sports? There are water sports. There are so many multiple individual sports a person can make a career in it. And India's is one of the biggest hotspot where you can experiment, open your academy, open your event company, you can start hosting events, collaborate with people. Everyone wants to enter into the fitness industry, and sporting, being a part of sporting industry is always beautiful. And in terms of courses or in terms to learn more about it, UK, Australia, Spain, and including India, there are so many institutes who are specifically teaching courses related to sports management. In sports management, the industry is so vast. You can do sports medicine, you can do sports events, you can do sports academy, you can do health and hygiene. So sports management in terms of education also is a vast, and in terms of business also have been grown a lot. Today people have been opening sports clubs, so you can start anytime. Don't worry about the failure. You can start your thing anytime, any moment you wish to. And there are so many NGOs and there are so many organizations who are supporting people who are starting something related to sports thing. And if you see India, more than $70 billion goods and services have been sold over a period of years. Next. So if you are right now, all the students who are in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, you will be like, how do I start? Number one, no matter what, keep reading books. That's one thing which will give you more and more knowledge about it. And number two, no matter even tomorrow is your board exams, playing 1 hour a day won't stop you from your academic growth. So no matter what you're going to play to sports. Number three, having financial knowledge, which is you go into any industry, be it sports, medicine, law, anything, having financial knowledge, accounting your personal expenses, how you spend, how you want to invest. You need to have a track of all of it. This is really important for you to grow in a long term. Number four, keep traveling. Any opportunity for you to go out, explore, meet new people. Never miss an opportunity to connect with few people, talk to your seniors, what they do, people who even your alumni or anyone from any industry. That's one thing which more than you reading books or more than you reading newspapers, word of mouth, the communication, one-on-one communication will give you a lot of knowledge. Make it a point every day you talk to one person who you have left or you want to connect with. Trust me on this one. At the end of the year, you'll be easily connected to 200 people doing 200 different new things. Invest if you can. So if you are getting a pocket money of say 5,000, 3,000 every month as a student, try scattering the money, see how much you can save, see how much. There are so many investment platforms where you can small, even $500, $20 a day if you can keep investing. That's how the portfolio will keep going on. I'm talking something apart from the sporting world. And last but not the least, keep trying can keep failing. So don't worry about the failure. If you don't try, trust me, you're going to regret it later. So keep trying. Nothing wrong in losing, nothing wrong in failing. But more than this failure, trust me, you're going to learn a lot, much more than what you're going to expect. And I don't want to. I will be prefer more of a Q&A. But for conclusion, last three steps which I want everyone to follow: mission and vision. You need to work on a mission कि ये चीज करना है 1 साल में, and you to have a long term vision कि what do you have to do to achieve this. You need to have a set of rules and standards to make sure that you're going step by step, day by day, you're going ahead. So always keep in your mind, do you want to be somebody in life or do you want to be anybody in life? If you want to be anybody in life, just be whatever other people do, just keep following them. But if you want to be somebody in life, make sure you do things differently. 10 people ये चीज कर रहे हैं, you don't have to do the same thing. You need to be out of the world, beyond the world. What people are thinking, your thinking should be so sharp. अच्छा ये problem है, you need to solve this. How do we solve this problem? Always keep thinking of solution over problems. And growth never stops. Keep moving, keep talking, keep going. And that's all. I will conclude by saying all the best everyone, and let's go ahead. I would prefer a Q&A.
Thank you, Utsav, for that motivating talk. You're still the same vibrant, enthusiastic Utsav. Great to have you. I request all the students to type out the questions in the Q&A box or the chat window. May I now request Dr. Natarajan to take over the forum.
Okay, very good evening to one and all. Utsav Jain, I should congratulate you. I should appreciate you for being so vibrant and dynamic, and all your passion reveals how happy you are, how enjoying you are, how much you are enjoying in your being a sports entrepreneur. So congratulations, Utsav Jain, and you should go places and you should become somebody, not anybody.
Yes.
So congratulations. Nice to see a boy from here, especially from DAV school, coming up. And congratulations to DAV school the principal and the management who have taken this such a big initiative to enlighten or throw light upon the opportunities of careers opportunities in sports management. Let me go a little beyond what Utsav Jain has told. And he has told how I always have a very big salutation and respect to all the teachers and the coaches and the trainers who mold the individual as personalities. I respect them in a very big way. My salutations to all the teachers in my life who had molded me and brought me to this level. It is because of them I'm here and sharing my expertise. And this is my academy, India Sports Promotion Academy, which I started 23 years back. Though I joined service in 1992 as a superintendent of customs, as a preventive officer, and the passion which driven to me in my heart and soul, my blood, my life. This is the brainchild of my complete passion. So this academy was main objective is to promote athletics and specific fitness for any sporting event. Initially, the sporting academy was started with a intention to serve the downtrodden people, especially the lower economic or lesser economic children who cannot afford for sports training facilities. Over the period of years, last 22 years, we grew up so that we had sufficient support from the various corporates, public sector as well as private sector, so that we could produce national champions and international champions. So this is how the academy went on. And I was one among the honorary directors when it started. And we have 7 directors of this academy at different levels who manage this academy. Simultaneously, how I manage my profession as an assistant commissioner in customs, as well as a trainer, as a management coach, as an administrator, how do I manage? So managing sports and academics is a very important aspect of life. Balancing sports and life, sports and academics. Sports is part of life. I would call sports is life, in which sports teaches you everything. So it is sports that which taught me everything in my life, not academics. So academics was part of my life. So balancing sports and academics is very important to achieve, to become somebody in life. So definitely, to balance sports and academics, you need to sacrifice. That is the key word. Sacrificing every aspect of others, what they want to do. And you have priorities to achieve. Then you strike balance between sports and academics. Especially when you are career oriented, when the opportunities are open, definitely you should balance between sports and academics if you want to become a very good entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur. I would put it like that. For example, you should have a motto. When you start, you be Utsav Jain told that the motto of the academy and how networking, how setting up of goals, and how timing, respecting of time is important. Like that, this my academy has a very important aspect like play well, eat well, sleep well, and study well. These 4 points has to be throughout your lifetime. It's not only one day or you have to play, eat, sleep, and study throughout in a well balanced way. So let me see the career opportunities at different levels, because at school level you have to start your career opportunities. It may be in any field. Very beautifully said, Utsav Jain. Again, I have to quote because he is very ambitious and he has got it done. Invest at school time. Yes. In fact, I had typed a message in the chat box that did he invest at the school time? Yes, I did invest my time. More than the time, I did organize functions by collecting various sponsorships from various people who are connected with the school level. That is where your career begins. So at school level itself, you have to start your career. So if you want to become a teacher, for example, in my school, we had a wonderful opportunity on during the Teachers' Day, every Teachers' Day celebration, the +1 students and the +2 students will be given an opportunity to take classes for the younger standards. So you will have an opportunity to develop as a teacher. So like that, in sports management at school level or college level, you develop, you involve yourself and you contribute, you evolve yourself. So at the school level and college level, you have to ensure you contribute at that level. For example, I will tell you, in my lifetime, when I was doing my first year college, so to make a career opportunity, we selected the best old English movies and we screened it in the local theater with the deal striked, 50% for the theater owner and 50% for the student community. So that is how we ensured that we got sponsorships and the financial support at the college level. So the career opportunities are open. You have to innovate new ideas to get in your career more successful. Then comes at the society level, you build on to that society level, staying connected with the right people at the right time and for the right opportunity. So the time will not wait for you. The community has to contribute. So the main idea was you have a philosophy for that. So the academy is that to serve the community, the sporting fraternity, and the passion will drive you there. So in the administration point, so you have to coordinate with the other management whom you are looking for. That is the secret. And that is the secret. If you have a target, before meeting the targets, you have to connect the dots, connect the points where you need to have the other managements to get connected. You are one person managing, you have to get connected with the other people. And managing at a lower level and higher level is the secret again as the successful administrator. So in terms of performance evaluation, in this field of sports management, you have various sports evaluation techniques, your assessments, your day-to-day assessments, your monthly assessments, your periodical assessments, and testing before competitions, before training, or after competitions and after training, and periodic analysis with competitive analysis. So that will you can become a scientist. So this performance evaluation is oriented with the scientific research oriented, science-based training. So budgeting through global sports marketing, here I would like to bring a statistical point where you should ensure and you should believe that it is predicted that in 2025, the total marketing of sports management is going to be $600 billion in the global market. So you have wonderful opportunities, plenty of opportunities coming ahead. So if in that you have short-term, mid-term, and long-term opportunities so that your budgeting has to be planned. And when you start the budgeting at the short-term level, then you strike the long-term very easily. So for which the planning and organization is very important. You need not be a sports person or a champion Yeah, madam, I am back.
Yes, sir.
So to make a champion, you need more competitions. To make a champion, you need more competitions. And you can be an organizer or an event manager in providing an opportunity for sports competitions. So in this country, we don't have competitions. Unless otherwise you have competitions, you cannot progress, you cannot develop. So you cannot attain the best performance. So you can be an entrepreneur in competing, in organizing competitions annually, bi-monthly or monthly or whatever it is. So you can be so for that, for all these things, your short-term, mid-term, long-term budgeting also helps you out. So here comes a very important networking system about marketing your management in infrastructure or the finances or the sponsors. And you have a network with the legal consultancy. There is a very big opportunity among the legal consultancy when you go for the elite level of sports persons in the national level or international level. It can be related to doping activities, anti-doping activities, or it can be related to performance-related selection committee activities. So very importantly, I would like to highlight here, in abroad, an athlete or a sports team will not get into a training session or a competition without 4 persons involved in it: a coach, a trainer, a psychologist, and a dietitian. Without these 4 persons, a sports team or an individual will not get into the training or a competition. So the psychology of in sports field matters a lot for winning much more bigger levels. So you have a coach. How a coach is involved with athletes, how a coach is involved with parents counseling, how a coach is involved with teachers, and how the coach is involved with a management organization, and of course, how the coach is also involved with the sponsors. The sponsors has to believe the coach that he can deliver goods. Likewise, the parents or the teachers or the management. And definitely the coach plays a major role in becoming an entrepreneur. So to become a coach, you need the basic qualifications. So the coach has to manage athletes, teachers, parents, the counterparts, the public, and the social committee. The media plays a major role in this. So you can be a sports specialist in editorial board of any media. So that requires a statistical data analyst or a statistician, so which can give you a basic forum, and you can travel many places. You can be a technical expert, you can be a statistical expert. For example, 2012 London Olympics, I should highlight this, and I took it as a challenge. When I was given an opportunity to speak in BBC World News live interview, I made use of that opportunity and ensured that BBC asked for my report every time whenever Usain Bolt or Justin Gatlin or any world championship or any Olympics happening. They asked me my opinion about sprinting events, 100 meters and 200 meters technically. So since then, from 2012 to 2015, every year I had been sending reports on every event. So I had become a technical expert on analysis of 100 meters and 200 meters. In 2015, during the World Championship where Usain Bolt was trailing, where Justin Gatlin was leading the race by 95th meter, last 5 meters, Usain Bolt beats Justin Gatlin and wins the race. In 20 minutes time, I sent a report to BBC, which made the difference. The analysis of every 10 meters, why Usain Bolt won the race and Justin Gatlin lost the race. This brought me the ticket to Rio Olympics as an expert committee member of BBC World News, part of the Rio Olympics Brazil 2016. So you can be a media specialist also. There is a very big opportunity, technically, non-technically, with a lot of statistical analysis also. Then comes your domestic issues. Domestic issues, you can be an planner of itinerary for all competitions at different levels, from the school level to college level, from the university level to society level, from state level to district level to state level to national level. So all these issues, you can be a middleman who can orient the complete planning of competitions and training. And especially to coordinate with parents, a major expertise is required, especially children performing both in academics as well as sports. So you can take the role as a psychologist to deal with parents and teachers, especially in talent identification, the scope of doubts to be cleared, the scope and the doubts to be cleared in talent identification, which brings in the faith and belief among the parents. The affordability is a main reason why many people avoid involving themselves. So you can become a cause for them and create an opportunity by you being the person, the person of reason, to make the affordability easier for any person to involve themselves. So like that, in comparison, and doping education also can be a reason, because doping education is now becoming a menace in the whole world. So you can be an expert in doping education, where you have to be an expert in the medical field, the pharmacological field, the drugs field. I am basically a pharmacist, a bachelor in pharmacy student. So I know the aspects of drugs, how it reacts in your body, and what are the doping agents which are listed by the WADA and the NADA, the National Anti-Doping Agency and the World Anti-Doping Agency. And a small description about what is management. You have to evaluate yourself. If you're going in any sports management, you have to evaluate your interest, your passion, and look for the interest of area. Interest of area, you want to be a state level or a district level or a national level entrepreneur, a sports management. You have to look for, identify in which area, in which sport you are going in for. So specify, market, and then go for it. And the third point is that you have to develop the expertise on that. What you're going to deliver, setting the goals is not only the matter, but getting an expertise on that and specialize on that, so that the specialization doesn't come overnight. It's over a period of time, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, one generation. Oru Sagaptam. So in one generation, you develop the expertise so that everybody will come to you only for this reference. And of course, before getting into the sports management, please ensure the scope of the sport where you work on. The scope of the sport is very important. Suppose in a country where they don't play cricket at all, and you want to go develop cricket, you ensure that the sport has the scope in the country, and ensure you have all the support from all levels of administrators and managements. So that is where you have to evaluate yourself in these points and come to a conclusion. And here is the overview. The first one is the exercise physiology. As I told, you can become a scientist. You can become an evaluation therapist. You can become an evaluation coach, assessment coach, to make a champion injury-free. So a lot of research centers in India is coming up now, and we have the best of medical centers and exercise physiology centers to analyze and evaluate of individuals physiologically, physically and psychologically. The second level is the second point is that global sports marketing. Marketing a sport, marketing an academy, marketing a champion, everything is part of global sports marketing. Then comes the teaching segment, the education segment. You can become a teacher, a physical education teacher or a physical education director or a coach director. So World Athletics is an independent body, the supreme body for athletics. So I am a master trainer training the trainers. So that takes also a lot of time and learning ability and qualifying ability. So why I say is because to qualify yourself as a master trainer, it requires 75 years of theory and 75 hours of theory and 75 hours of practical demonstration with lot of evaluation and viva voice. Then comes the sports science wellness area. You can become a sports scientist with the wellness area where now fitness is becoming very, very popular and how you can be important to an individual's life. The fifth one will be your athletic director. You can become an athletic director, athletic coach at different levels. And if you are licensed by the World Athletics, you can be a coach at any country as a sports trainer or a personal trainer. And the sixth one is the law enforcement or medical field or in the military. You have a lot of opportunities opened up now as a fitness trainer and a fitness evaluator and an assessment person. Then comes as a sports data analyst and a statistician. And last but not the least, as a rehabilitation center or a rehabilitation facility, you can be an entrepreneur in all these segments so that the sports management career has got a very big opportunity, especially in India, which is an upcoming field and establishing and where sports is be given the most importance now in this country. Thank you so much, DAV Schools, for being a reason for me to share this expertise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that astounding and elaborate talk, delving thoroughly into sports management. I think we have to move on to the Q&A session, Hema ma'am. Yes?
We'll start with the Q&A session.
Yes.
The first question, what are some of the good aspects of making any sport as your career? From
Can I-
Divyansh Vyas, the question is.
Can I take this, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, Utsav.
Okay, so as a career part of it, you need to any sport. If you're having a goal of going Olympics, number one is you need to decide the sport at a very young age. Whatever the age might be, you need to give all in. Apart from that, for me, the coach, the parent, and the student, all three to get should be integrated together, including the institute where you're learning. So all these three together, you can maybe take sports at a competitive level. In terms of career, if you want to work in a sports business company or if you want to start your own sports venture, then you need to start working in like sports companies and you can intern there and maybe from there you can do whatever you interested in.
I would like to add a point here. You need to identify your talent. You are going to be a sports person in performance, or you're going to be a sports administrator, or you have a talent of connecting people. So it depends upon the talent you possess. And secondly, the scope of the sport, I did mention about it. The scope of the sport is very important. Especially in a country like India, you try to take a sport where it is not popular. For example, baseball, where America, in US, in Australia, baseball is very popular. In India, it is going to be tough for you. You will have a very tough wind against you. So I would say the scope of the sport matters a difference, makes the difference. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Now there's a lag, sir. Can we move on to the next question? What are the courses you offer in Unibreakers? I think you can answer.
Okay, so the courses we offer was completely a sector of business courses where speakers from different industries come and take. So it's all recorded now. So we are not doing any more offline. So if you wish to take that course, you can. I'll put my contact on the chat box where you can connect with me, and I can give you the session. You can just take it and go through it.
What is the name of the course? How long is the course? How long duration?
The course name, we launched 3 courses called the Startup Starter, the Purpose Profiter, and the Valiant Venture. And so there are 12 sessions, 1.5 hours long. So you can do it in 1 year pace, sir.
Okay.
But something into the business world like artificial intelligence, tech, marketing, finance, all together, put it in the one basket.
What is the level of the next level of these courses, and what is the scope of these courses?
So these 3 courses were launched a year back, and we have stopped the e-learning part. And with these 3 courses, we are coming up with more new such courses, and we'll be launching these courses soon.
Okay.
Do we have? Do we provide swimming? Was the question again?
No. Unibreakers doesn't provide. So we might come up in the future. We have only 2 sports. One is badminton, and number 2 is pickleball. And recently we have launched this fitness, which we do it in Nehru Park. So if anyone wants to join like a proper fitness, can do contact me.
Are there any more questions, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Next question again. How to just focus on one thing and just do one thing?
So, sir, do you want to take it or should I take
You
it?
take it. You take it. Yes.
So you need to decide, man. Like, if you are focused on one thing, if you are enjoying it more than you being good at it, so there is 2 things. Either you like one sport or you're interested in one sport. For example, if you have the love for that sport, no matter even if you're not good at it, you can develop that skill. So if you are not liking the sport, no matter even if you're good at it, that doesn't make sense. So if you love the sport, you are enjoying playing that one thing, keep going all in on that. Don't worry about anything else.
Very rightly said. Your targeting focus has to be target oriented towards your passion, and you enjoy what you're doing, and you like what you're doing, and you do what you like. Very simple as that. And I saw one of the questions that there was a question, how do we start networking? I'm not talking about the computer networking, but I'm going to talk about human networking, where human relationships, your HR, and your communication and staying connected with the people whom you are likely to have connections with your passion, especially in your management or in your entrepreneurship. So connecting those people, connecting those dots matters a lot. So that is how networking builds stage by stage. Can you guess how many mobile numbers, phone numbers I have in my mobile? My networking, 9,000 numbers, believe it or not. Then you should use those numbers at the right time, and connecting those dots is networking. Thank you.
So just adding on with the networking question. So if you really want to connect from like a digitally to anyone, LinkedIn is one of the biggest platform where you can connect with various entrepreneurs. There are people from different industry. There are colleges. There are startups. We are hiring students whom you can work with. So that's the best place where I feel as a young student, or if you're in 11th, 12th, or even 9th standard, you can create a profile on LinkedIn and you can start connecting with the kind of people you want to and start traveling, going to other events and the competitions. That's where the place you actually communicate with various people. So that's one of the best place to network. Sure, I got a question. Like, can I get your LinkedIn username? I'll put it on the chat box.
Yeah.
Number and the LinkedIn username. You can connect me over there as well.
Yeah, I think that's the questions we have till now. Any more questions? You can just type in or text in the QA box or a chat box.
Can we conclude, ma'am? I don't think there are any more questions.
Yeah, my contact, you share my email ID, madam.
Yes, sir.
ISPA2000 ispa@gmail.com.
Catherine ma'am, if you can share his.
Yes, ma'am. I think, Hima ma'am, are you typing it?
Ma'am, you have the ID, you can just copy this.
Sure.
Yeah, I have done it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
No more questions, I guess. I now request Mrs. Chitra Raghavan, Principal, DAV Boys Senior Secondary, to propose the vote of thanks.
Namaste. Sports and games have always been a major getaways for our students, especially the boys who would like to play till they are exhausted. And of course, career prospects in sports has only been a icing on the cake for them. Of course, today's session was definitely an eye-opener for us as well as the students. My hearty gratitude to Dr. Natarajan for his interesting talk, emphasizing students on the importance of sports and how to take sports management as a career. And my gratitude due to Utsav for his enthusiastic talk, motivating students to try their hands on startups and other opportunities. I also thank the parents and students for your enthusiastic participation. And a gentle reminder about the upcoming webinar on the 2nd of July on the topic CA as a career opportunity for both science and commerce students. Thank you all once again. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. All the best, Utsav. All the best for your.
Thank you, sir.
endeavors.
Sure, sir. We'll connect with you.
Yes. Yeah.
The email ID has been typed out. I think Divyansh has a doubt. Sir has typed the email ID, his email ID. Or do you want Utsav Jain's email ID?
That is also there.
He has also typed.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, both the email IDs are there in the chat box. Kindly go through it.
Kindly refer to the chat box.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir.